Sometimes a small act of kindness can open doors you never even knew existed, but sometimes it opens a door you wish had stayed closed forever. If you're excited to see how this story unfolds, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, from which country are you watching my video? I can see where my video is being watched, and it truly means a lot to me. It was a rainy Tuesday evening in New York. People pushed past each other on the crowded subway, trying to find a spot to breathe, let alone sit. Among them was 28-year-old Ethan Miles, dressed in a worn-out hoodie and jeans, clutching a backpack that held everything he owned. Ethan wasn't just tired. He was exhausted from life. Just a week ago he'd been fired from his warehouse job. He had no money, no direction, and nowhere to stay except a cheap hostel. He sat on a corner seat, head down, thinking of his next move when a pregnant woman entered the subway car. She looked pale, holding onto the railing with effort, and no one even glanced at her. They were all lost in their phones or pretending to sleep. Ethan stood up instantly. "Please, take this," he said. The woman gave him a surprised smile, grateful and tired. "Thank you. That's really kind." Ethan just nodded and stood quietly, holding onto the cold metal bar. As the train moved, he noticed a tall man in a black trench coat enter from the next car. The man walked straight toward the pregnant woman, leaned down, and whispered something. She looked up, smiled, and nodded. Ethan thought nothing of it. Maybe her husband. When the train reached Midtown, the woman stood up slowly. Just before stepping out, the tall man turned to Ethan. "Hey," he said. "Thank you for your kindness. Can I talk to you for a moment?" Ethan blinked. "Sure." The man handed him a sleek, black card. "My name is Adrian Cole. My wife told me what you did. That kind of gesture. It's rare these days. Come to this address tomorrow morning. I might have something for you." Then he disappeared into the crowd, the woman by his side. Ethan looked at the card. It had a company logo, Cole & Crane Private Holdings, and an address on Madison Avenue. The next morning, curiosity pulled Ethan to the tall glass building. Security seemed to already know he was coming. They guided him to the top floor, where Adrian Cole waited in a stylish office with city views and polished black shelves filled with antique books. "I run a discreet security and investigations firm," Adrian said calmly. "We look for people who are invisible to society, people who are underestimated, like you." Ethan didn't know how to react. Was this real? "I want to offer you a position," Adrian continued. "Field agent, low risk, good pay, all legal. We just want eyes and ears in places others ignore." Ethan couldn't believe his ears. After months of rejection, someone was offering him a chance based on a simple act on the subway. He accepted. The job started simple. Ethan was asked to deliver packages, observe people at specific locations, take photos, and report back. Everything was done with high-end equipment. He wore a tiny camera inside his jacket button and used an encrypted phone provided by the company. The pay was generous. Within 3 weeks, Ethan had moved out of the hostel and into a small apartment. For the first time in months, he felt useful. But things slowly started to change. One day he was asked to follow a man named Dr. Marcus Levin, a neurologist working at a private hospital. Ethan followed him for days, documenting his route, his routines, even his lunch habits. Then suddenly, Dr. Levin disappeared. Another time, Ethan was told to plant a small device under a cafe table where a politician often met his friends. The next day, that politician was all over the news, caught in a scandal that destroyed his career. Ethan began to feel uneasy. He asked Adrian once, "What exactly is this company?" Adrian smiled. "We protect interests. That's all. You don't need to know whose." Then came the turning point. Ethan was asked to attend a private party hosted at an upscale penthouse. His job: blend in, take photos of a man named Paul Archer, and leave. The party was filled with high-profile people, lawyers, celebrities, bankers. Ethan wore a suit for the first time in years and tried to act like he belonged. Paul Archer was easy to Find. Charming, handsome, laughing with confidence. Ethan took the photos discreetly and moved toward the exit, but as he walked down the hallway, he accidentally opened the wrong door. Inside the room were 5 computer screens. On each screen was a live video feed, bathrooms, offices, apartments, all showing people completely unaware they were being watched. Ethan felt a chill down his spine. He turned to leave, but a woman stood behind him. "You're not supposed to be here." Wrong room." She didn't stop him, but her cold eyes followed him all the way out. Back in his apartment, Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. He went online to search Cole & Crane Private Holdings. Nothing. No website, no LinkedIn profile, no public records. It was like the company didn't exist. He returned to the office the next day to resign, but the receptionist told him, "Mr. Cole is unavailable. He'll call you." That night, someone broke into Ethan's apartment. They didn't take anything. Instead, they left something behind, a folder on his kitchen table. Inside were photos of him, sleeping, shopping, reading, all recent. One had a red X on the corner. His hands shook. The phone rang. It was Adrian. "I gave you a chance, Ethan. A life. All we asked was loyalty." "I didn't sign up for this," Ethan replied. "You didn't ask what it was, and that's why we chose you." "What is this really about?" "There are games being played above your head," Adrian said, voice calm as always. "Our job is to move the pieces. You were just a piece." "I'm out," Ethan said, his voice firm. There was silence. Then, "You don't walk away, Ethan. Not unless we say so." The line went dead. Ethan packed his things and left the city that night, heading west. He used cash only. No phones. No internet. But they found him 3 days later. He woke up in a motel room in Chicago. There was a man sitting in the chair near the door. "I'm not here to hurt you," the man said. "I was like you once, helped a woman on a train, got invited, got trapped." Ethan stared. "They're watching everything. This isn't just a company, it's a network. They control people, scientists, judges, CEOs. Anyone who gets in their way disappears." "Why are you helping me?" "Because someone helped me once. You've got one chance." The man handed him a flash drive and a name. "Natalie Cruz, investigative reporter. Send her what you've got, then vanish. Change your name, your look. Never stay in one place." Ethan didn't trust him, but he had no other choice. He uploaded everything, the camera footage, the device schematics, the party photos, even the surveillance folder. Natalie Cruz went public 3 days later with an explosive article, "The Company That Doesn't Exist." It caused chaos. Politicians denied. Companies distanced themselves. But something cracked. Still, no charges were filed. Too many people were involved. Too many strings were pulled. Ethan watched the news from a remote village in Canada. He now worked at a fishing dock, went by the name Caleb, and had grown a beard. Sometimes, when he saw a tall man in a coat, his heart would race. But no one came, until one night he received a letter with no return address. Inside was a photo. The pregnant woman, only this time, she wasn't pregnant. She was standing next to Adrian Cole, wearing a lab coat, holding a tablet, smiling at the camera. It was all planned, every move, from the seat on the subway, to the job offer, to the trap. Ethan burned the letter and looked. Out at the lake, he had escaped the game, but somewhere out there, they were still playing.